Hi, Dr. J here. It's my 40th birthday, and this was not how I intended to spend it. I intended to have a huge party. Everyone I've ever known, my friends, my family, people I've worked with, the people I've met through Twitter, I wanted you all here. That can't happen. And I was sad. I thought, can't we have like a virtual party or something? And then I thought, we've also had a really hard time over the last few months. Everybody's been struggling, so why not give a bit of joy back? I took a bit of a punt. I wrote to some of the remarkable people I've had the pleasure of meeting in my life. Some of the creme de la creme of British artists, actors, comedians, writers, academics, historians. And they all got back to me. They have been so generous with their time, and their collection of clips are funny, interesting, entertaining. You have to watch right the way through to the end because there's a big surprise there from Professor Ben Garrod. But I was really grateful to get the clips back. I hope we can offer you a historic party. I asked them, who or what would you bring to my party from the past and why? How will it help my party go with a bang? So do enjoy these clips and happy birthday, everybody.
So it's Nina's birthday party. Obviously, I've got to bring Venus, the goddess of love and desire, with me, because who would not want Venus at a party? She'd create absolute havoc, and that'd be quite fun to watch. But also, of course, she would bring her favourite companion, Dionysus, the god of wine and revelry and ecstasy. And she's the goddess of mixing things up, so she makes people mix and mingle, and she makes us love one another, not necessarily in a sexual way, but just respect and love and enjoy and delight in human companionship. So that sounds like a pretty good party to me, a proper love party. Happy birthday, Nina.
Hello, Janina. Welcome to the National Gallery, where you are getting a special sneak preview of what it all looks like since they've done it up. I'm pretty much the first person to come in here after the lockdown, and I wanted to show you something for your birthday, because you asked about guests whom you'd like at this great day of yours, and I've decided I'd like to invite Salome. And there she is, painted by Caravaggio behind me. Of course, great figure in the Bible. She's sexy, so she dances well, and because her dance is so good, she persuades Herod to cut off John the Baptist's head. So that's total Janina, isn't it? And then here she is looking at the head, and she looks a bit miserable about it, but hey, not that miserable. That's totally Janina as well. So yes, Salome, I'd like to invite her to your birthday, and here you are, painted by Caravaggio. What a great day. And just so we quickly remember, also here is Artemisia Gentileschi, so she could come as well. So Artemisia can come and sit on the right of you, and Salome can come and sit on the left of you. And something else that's going to happen here, which I'm totally convinced is a first at the National Gallery, is I'm going to sing 100 lat for you in Polish to celebrate our joint nationhood. 100 lat, 100 lat, niech żyje, żyje nam. 100 lat, 100 lat, niech żyje nam. It's a first. Happy birthday, Janina.
This is a tough one. Who or what to bring to a historic party? Well, I think in the final analysis, I'd have to invite George Villiers, 1st Duke of Buckingham, because I'd be intrigued to discuss with him the ins and outs of the complex politics of the Stuart court, his strange and difficult relationship with James I and Charles I, but ultimately because he had fantastic legs. Happy birthday, Nina.
Happy birthday, my lovely, lovely Dr. R. Who would I bring to your party? Well, Queen Zinga, of course. 16th century military leader, powerful woman, fought against the Portuguese, the Dutch. I could just picture her in your party, setting the place on fire with dancing and laughter and powerfulness. So I'm thinking about you, and I wish you a wonderful day. Love you. Mwah.
Hi Nina, I wanted to wish you a huge, happy, exciting 40th birthday hurrah. Obviously, we can't be there in person. I'm very sorry about that, but I hope you have a wonderful day all the same. We love you very much. You're awesome. In terms of like who I'd bring to the party, if it had happened in reality and it's a historical person, I would have brought John Joseph Merlin. He was a Belgian inventor in the 18th century. He came to London, I think in the 1760s. He invented automata and clockwork stuff and musical instruments, and he is famed for being the inventor of roller skates. One of his party tricks, when he hosted parties in London, he basically would roller skate around the room while playing violin, which I think would be great fun at a party. It definitely could have, give you some mobile ambiance. One small downside, at one of the parties, he did smash headlong into a large glass mirror. So maybe don't have any mirrors at the party. But apart from that, me and John Joseph Merlin, we're going to come and have a lovely time. Virtually, obviously. A virtual shindig. But all the same, have a wonderful birthday. You're awesome. And hopefully we can see you soon. Okay, take care. Bye.
Happy birthday, Janina. Happy birthday, my gorgeous, wonderful friend. I wanted to make you a very, very special birthday present, and I wanted it to be a Viking artifact, of course. Now, I thought about what to send you, and I thought maybe it would be the beautiful whalebone plaque from the Scar boat burial, or perhaps something from the Vale of York hoard and its beautiful little silver cup. But then I thought, no, there's only one thing it could possibly be, the most exquisite Viking artifact I have ever seen and had the privilege to hold in my hands. And here it is. Very carefully. Now this is an extremely important and beautiful object. This is a Viking poo. Isn't that extraordinary? I mean, first of all, it's amazing that it's a Viking poo and it survived in all its glory. Most of the fecal matter at Coppergate was all kind of mixed together in cesspits. But this poo, this rose from the ashes or rose from the sludge of Coppergate, completely pristine after 1,000 years. And it's quite important because it means we can have a look at it and we can tell something about the parasites that Vikings had living in their guts, the intestinal worms. There are at least 2 varieties of parasitic worms in here. And we can also tell something about the diet. Very high fibre diet. You can kind of get that from the size of it as well. I mean, that is an eye-wateringly large poo, isn't it? And I imagine if we were still able to get DNA out of it, we might even be able to tell what Viking gut flora was like. So don't overlook poo on excavations. They can be extremely informative. Happy birthday, Janina. Have an absolutely wonderful day, and I hope we can see you soon. Happy birthday.
Hi Nina, Peter here, wishing you a very happy 40th birthday. I wish I could be with you, celebrating, dancing, drinking, and talking long into the small hours of the night. But anyway, sending you lots of hugs and love. You asked me what or who I'd bring with me to your party. So I'd bring some ancient Greek kraters, these big mixing bowls that would hold the wine, and I'd bring 4. The first one is for health, the second one is for pleasure, the third one is for sleep. That's the old ancient Greek way of doing things. And then after the third one, said the Greek writers, you should go home to sleep. But we're not either Greek or old, and we're not wise. So I have the 4th one too, which is for bad behaviour. So sending you lots and lots of love, wishing you a very happy 40th birthday. Can't wait to see you, and see you soon.
Hey Nina, happy birthday. Who would I bring to your party? I think it's going to have to be the person who gave us what is essentially the 18th century equivalent of the Urban Dictionary. This is a man called Francis Grose, who gave us the brilliantly titled Classical Dictionary of the Vulgar Tongue. And he sounds like a hoot. So when all of the other lexicographers were just hanging out with the literary greats, Grose went to the brothels, the drinking dens, the gambling parlours of 18th century London in order to eavesdrop on their language. And the result is such gems as betwaddled, meaning surprised or befuddled, a grog blossom, which is that kind of telltale redness of your nose from too much tippling, a thorough cough, which is coughing and breaking wind backwards at the same time, and hopefully you won't have either of these at your party. There's the Admiral of the Narrow Seas, which according to Grose is one who from drunkenness vomits into the lap of the person sitting opposite him. And then there's the Vice Admiral of the Narrow Seas, a drunken man that pisses under the table into his companion's shoes. Definitely don't want any of those coming to your festivities. But Francis Grose, I mean, I would have loved to have met him. He's not quite Samuel Johnson, but for me, he really told it like it was.
Hi Nina, happy 40th 40. It's great. I just about remember 40. Okay, historical people, historical things.
Well, the person I've always wanted to meet from history is Charlotte Bronte, but I fully concede she would be a terrible person to bring to a birthday party because she would sit in the corner, say nothing and embarrass everyone. So instead, I would like to bring the Cheapside Horde. I could wear some of the jewellery, you could wear some of the jewellery, and the little gems and knickknacks we can scatter all over the party table.
How very nice. And I'd ruin it all because all I would ever bring is a person, Peter the Great. Because Peter the Great, as you will know, absolutely loved to party. He was a legendary drinker. So when I was over there in one of the palaces once, I heard this great story that he locked the palace gates to all the ambassadors at this ambassadorial party. He put his guards on the gates and he demanded that they drank so much that they had to be carried out, or else laid down in his forest nearby to sober up. And he was just like a legendary drinker. So you being a bit of a Viking woman, I think you'd appreciate if I brought Pete along just for a bit of fun. But in the meantime, 40s are the very, very, very best. And in real life, we both can't wait to see you. We hope that you're well, and let's get together really soon.
Yeah, happy birthday, Nina.
Happy birthday, love.
Bye.
First of all, happy birthday, Nina. Mwah, 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 mwah. What item or person would I take to a historic party? Well, I think the person would have to be Nell Gwyn because, you know, she's amazing and would be loads and loads of fun. And the item, Instagram filter? No, I'm only joking. The item would absolutely have to be this vintage Liverpool shirt, just because.
Janina Ramirez, happy 40th birthday. By absolute coincidence, I'm filming here on the Kent coast at Reculver Beach. This is where Barnes Wallis and Guy Gibson watched the demonstration of the prototype bouncing bomb that would go on to be used in the Dam Busters. So of course that's what I'm bringing to your party, girl, because you're someone who's famous for having parties that go with a bounce and are explosive. So the bouncing bomb plus Dan Snow, I'm coming. See you later.
Happy birthday, Janina. Happy 40th. Now, if I were coming to a birthday party with a historical figure, I would bring with me Mary Anning. She was the fossil hunter down in Lyme Regis in the early 19th century, discovered complete fossilized remains of ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs back when nobody even knew they existed. She really made us look differently at time. The world was no longer 4,000 years old, as a lot of people had thought, but it's a lot older than that to create fossils. And if she came with me to the party, I think she would probably be trying to sell us things like this, which is a plesiosaur shoulder bone. And it was one of my prize finds down at the beach off Lyme Regis. And she'd also tell us a lot of things we didn't know. And I think she'd be a great laugh. Anyway, happy birthday.
To a history party, I'd bring the photos of my mum and dad in the Air Force in the Second World War, because it was them that taught me the meaning of history.
For you, dear Janina, I'd like to bring Queen Victoria. Well, she loved to dance, she loved to party, and also I want to hear her sing happy birthday to you. And then, of course, she would bring you the best cake baked in the royal palaces, a Victoria sponge. Have a wonderful birthday and all.
Hola guapa, Feliz cumpleaños. Tengo un pedacito de historia para ti, and it's this. Do you know what this is? This is the framework of cat's eyes, which go in the middle of the road. This is like what they go in. And it's a great piece of British engineering, a great piece of British history. The cat's eyes went over here, and then when the car drove over them, they were pushed in, and there were little brushes inside that cleaned the glass so that they were always clean. Very, very simple, very low tech, just clear thinking, beautiful piece of care, the way we care for each other with our genius. But it's not just the fact that it's a cat's eyes that I'm giving it to you. It's because it has a particular provenance. This one is from a special place. This is the clue. The music is the clue. You're actually too young ever to have encountered it in reality, but it was kind of legendary. They had these on the dance floor of the Hacienda nightclub in Manchester, which was demolished, and Tony Wilson, who was the owner of that nightclub, gave me one of these and some bricks, and so this is what I'm giving you for your party, on the grounds that it might well be able to conjure up a 24-hour party people vibe. Happy birthday. I'll let the music play.
Happy birthday, Janina. For your historical party, I would like to nominate Benjamin Disraeli. I did my PhD on him, and he's one of my absolute heroes, mainly for what he became from what he was. Born into a Jewish family with no money and no titles, not much of an education either, he climbed what he called the greasy pole to become Prime Minister twice, which in Victorian Britain was the most extraordinary achievement. And he did it purely by force of personality, and above all, his wit, which he maintained until his dying day. When he was asked on his deathbed if he would like a visit from Queen Victoria, he said, "No, 'tis better not. She would only ask me to take a message to Albert." So I think he would be great company at your party. And in fact, I'm afraid I'm going to cheat and nominate another guest. Disraeli's great rival, William Gladstone. He was Prime Minister 4 times, and the two sparred with each other for the best part of 4 decades. Gladstone said that Disraeli was all show and no substance, which, in my considered opinion, was about right. But you could sit between them at your party, get some great Victorian bants, and decide which one was the greatest. I hope you have a lovely day. Cheerio.
Hi Nina, happy birthday. Sorry that we can't be there in person. It's wonderful though to be invited to your virtual history party. What a great idea. We would really love to bring along Leonardo da Vinci, who is such a creative genius and a great thinker. I think we could really all learn a lot from him in conversation. And there are 2 of us, so we're going to take liberties and bring someone else, and that would be Maharaja Dalip Singh, whose kingdom was annexed to the British Empire. It would just be so fascinating to hear his childhood memories of growing up in India and all the intrigue that went on in his father's kingdom, the great Ranjit Singh. Anyway, we hope you have a lovely day, and when all this COVID palaver is over, I hope it won't be too long before we can meet up in person. Take care. Lots of love. Bye. Bye.
Hey Nina, happy birthday. So, what item or person would you take to a historic party? I would take my best friend Megasthenes. He was a late 4th century BC ambassador sent from the Seleucid Empire to the court of Chandragupta Maurya in India, and he wrote back about seeing Indian society for the first time from Mediterranean eyes, which included seeing ants as big as humans fighting over the gold that they dug, men who had their feet on backwards, men who had no noses, but as well as an entire government bureaucratic system set up to welcome foreigners to India. Sounds like quite a nice place to be. Happy birthday.
I'm a professor of evolutionary biology and I love a good party, so combining the two, there would only be one ultimate birthday bash guest, a Neanderthal. It would be amazing to actually meet one and bring one to a party. They created their own instruments out of the wing bones of vultures thousands of years ago. They made incredible cave art. I just think they'd be such a good laugh. They might be a bit unruly, but I think they'd be great, and I don't think I'd be especially scared if I did run into a Neanderthal. Huh.
Hey, come back. I want to come to party. I do the barbecue. Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you to everybody that sent through clips for this video. You are so kind and generous, and that's such an important thing to remember during these really testing times. There is so much goodness and love out there. I'd like you to carry on the party. Send me your suggestions on Twitter. I'm Dr. Janina Ramirez. And tell me who you'd bring to my party. Send me a clip, send me a video. We can all join in the party. Thank you to everybody, and let's enjoy another 40 years, eh?